Dr. Rumsey reached out to a lot of our graduates and current students, and so we have some tributes that they have sent and that we are just going to read some excerpts from, because to read them all we would be here for a while. So from Annette: Mrs. Harrod, you always have a smile on your face. Thanks for letting Christ's love shine through you. From Debbie Batten: making sure everything was taken care of, making sure students felt cared for and important. Thank you for the success, for the support and the success of the students like me through the years. From Marcella Morales: she was always gracious to answer my many questions. I enjoyed always stopping by for a chat. Lindsay Gaspard: you know everything and everyone, and you have helped hundreds of students find their way. You are a Wonder Woman of an office manager.
From Natalie: Mrs. Harrod personally invests in you and loves you as if you were her own child. She is a true mentor. I will forever cherish her kindness, her words of advice, and her willingness to pray with me in moments I needed it. From Annalise: what a blessing Mrs. Harrod is to everyone she works with. I'm so thankful I was able to learn from her leadership as a Christ-like woman.
From Sheehan: for your kind words, your endless prayers, your unyielding dedication, your attention to detail, your frequent hugs, your constant smile, your love for us all, your love for our Savior, for all this and so much more, we thank you. From Shina: she knew me and welcomed me into the SJ&C family, always in the office, always ready with a hug, always with words of advice and comfort. From Katie: like a second mom to me, your kind heart and gentle guidance has always kept me centered. You comfort me when I'm sick, reassure me when I'm stressed, and make me join clubs when I'm bored. From Melissa: she held my hand, hugged me, prayed with me, and encouraged me. She is a treasure.
So I met Mother Harrod when I arrived at Southern in the late 90s. She's a wonderful office manager, mentor, and friend. I would exceed my 57 seconds on stage if I listed all the things she's done for me over the years. So here's a short list. She lent me a white dress shirt so I wouldn't look like a hobo for Meet the Firms. She invited me home for lunch with her family, even though I think she wanted to make sure I ate my vegetables. She listened patiently a number of years ago as I recovered from a difficult breakup. I remember she told me I'd find someone better, and I did. She reminded me that attending class might be more important than participating in intramural sports when the two events conflicted. I went to an hour of class and I went to an hour of basketball, and heard about it later. She invited me to sit with the rest of the Harrod family during church, knowing that a spot was safe for me near the end of the pew was such a blessing. And she's provided much support, encouragement, and heartfelt hugs over the years. I would conclude by saying that I'll miss her, but since I work in Linwood Hall, she'll be a lot closer to my office now.
We have a recorded tribute. We're not seeing him, it's just sound.
It's just sound?
We have a recorded audio clip from Mr. Roos. We've heard what he's doing and why he's not here on campus right now, and he sent this in from Mrs. Harrod.
This is Mr. Roof in Baton Rouge. Sorry I couldn't be there today to honor the best office manager the SJ&C has ever had. I'll miss Mrs. Harrod's cheerful good morning each day, her amazing organizational skills, and elephant-like memory, which could always recall any graduate's name on demand. She is the gracious host who has greeted prospective students and served us delicious treats during holidays and birthdays. And thank you for all those trips to local stores to keep us well supplied, and the long road trips you made representing us across the Southern Union. I have watched as you have put busyness aside to listen, share advice, and pray with our students. Thank you for that. We have shed tears together for loved ones who passed and laughed about your encounters with Brock Hall snakes and my habit of burning microwave popcorn. So many memories after 17 years. You have blessed us, Janita. Be well and keep in touch.
most recent dean, and I just want to say how grateful I am for your unflagging support, for your prayers, for your advice. Your brain thinks in organized ways, different than mine does, and I am so grateful because SJ&C has been much, much better for that. And thank you for your service and your friendship.
Well, I guess I'm the next most recent dean. And to paraphrase a popular saying, behind every successful dean is a surprise administrative assistant. While I was dean, I don't know how many times Mrs. Herod was surprised, but I can tell you that she contributed untold volumes to making me and our whole department look good. She prepared me for meetings, armed with the right handouts. She negotiated amazing pizza deals from Papa John. She brought countless firms to the campus so that students could meet the firms. She examined proofs. She proofed copy. She copied syllabi. She covered our classes. She recruited. And for 18 years, with unflagging fervor and devotion, on the road, on the home field, and in the locker room, Janita, you have cheered our department from the bottom of your heart. Thank you for that. And know that your conscientious service and amazing talents will long be remembered and treasured. God bless you.
Andy's asking who's this guy. I'm the next dean in line. I was dean from 2000 to 2006. So I came along shortly after Janita Herod was hired, a couple of years after that. But I just want to give you a little bit of perspective. You know, for those of you who are students, this may be meaningful. The students that were here when Janita Herod was first hired are now 40 years old. You know, they're like twice as old as you students are, or thereabouts. But you know, all along the way, Janita was always knowledgeable, approachable, friendly, helpful, and she's kept up with students and graduates in an absolutely amazing way. You know, in central administration, one of the things we want to know is what happens to graduates once they leave. The School of Journalism and Communication has the best track record of keeping up with its graduates, and that is thanks to Janita and the work that she does. But just to give a little more perspective, during these years, as I counted up, Janita has seen 324 School of Journalism and Communication graduates go their way. That's a lot of students, a lot of graduates that are now out there, who knows where, around the world, doing great service on behalf of this institution. And I bet she knows every one of their names.
I missed them all, I can tell you that.
Yeah. She's more enduring, as you can tell, than we deans are. I'm the third out of 4. And she's more enduring than most faculty. I would have to give deference to Dr. John Keyes, who has been here longer than Janita Herod on staff, and Stephen Roof. And that's about it. So, you know, Dr. Harris, I know you might take exception, but because you went away for a period of time, I'm counting it that way. But you know, as she moves on, she's not leaving Southern, and I think we're all very glad for that. She's moving on to a place where she can use another one of her tremendous skills, and that is as a pastor's wife. She's going to be working with the School of Religion and have a tremendous influence on letting the students that are in the School of Religion know what it's like to be in pastoral ministry, to be a spouse of somebody who is in pastoral ministry. So Janita, we wish you all the best.
I had the privilege of being the chair in here from 1994 to 2000. And Mrs. Herod, we hired for a 30-hour-a-week job. We were not allowed then to have a full-time office manager. And she's really made this job into a more than full-time office manager. Also, I don't know if you know, her husband and son are here today to honor her, Pastor Herod. She's the shoulder students cry on after homesickness or a hard test. She's the one faculty count on. She never gets to rest. She hurries here and scurries there, organizing, filing, answering the phone. The SJ&C runs smoothly because it's where Janita Herod's in the zone. Her happy smile and welcoming face have oriented many a student who wander lost into our space or who just need a moment well spent. She's caught rodents and even snakes with startling frequency when they sneak into our place without any decency. Mrs. Herod has given her heart and soul to make the SJ&C run. If we took a long-term poll, she'd rank high for laughing and for fun. She makes the faculty a cake when their birthdays do appear. She can throw a reception and make any cake without a hassle or a fear. Carrot, chocolate, gluten-free eclairs. She's done it all with a plume and style. She sneaks a card to be signed on each faculty member's chair. The number of cards she's bought would be a pretty big pile. She lends a hand when the audio goes down or a computer is on the blink. She's the first one around to plug in the cords to make an electrical link. She calls security, delivery, and the caf when things really need to get done. She can order pizza, read the mail, and multitask, all at the same time as one. Mrs. Herod has been here nearly 18 years. I was pleased to sign her up to work in our office and to bring her cheers to every student who shows up. So raise a glass, give a cheer. She's been a fine office overseer. But more than that, while she's been here, she's been our unselfish cheerleader. She's heading out to do the same in the office of religion. We wish her well in her domain, even though we will miss her in our kitchen. And in our halls and classrooms too, her presence will be missed. Our offices will be empty soon of her hugs, her prayers, and her assist. So go with God to your new place, and please answer your phone quick when we call after we've misplaced that very important document. But we're glad you're close nearby. You've given your best here without measure, and we're going to do this without you. We'll try, but it's you we'll miss and still treasure.
We prepared our refreshments and some interesting things across the hall. Again, if you would like to have your own thing that you'd like to say, then take time to go and sit in Mrs. Harris' chair and talk to the camera for her, and that would be fun. So we'll move across the hall in just a moment for refreshments, recordings, and huggings, if you like. And Dr. Ramsey's going to do our blessing.
Can I just say one thing?
You want to say something?
I'd like to. I just want to say thank you to all of you who've done whatever you've already done and what you are going to do. And for all of those students who have commented, please send them my love and my greetings and ask them to please send me their current contact information. Keep the database up to date. I'll pass this on to Avery and let her worry about that. But I have truly enjoyed my almost 18 years here. It has been my second home. Obviously, I have a wonderful husband and son, and my son is a graduate 2009 from here, and actually Corinne interned under him this summer. So,
She's not here.
okay, well, I mean, but what I want you to know is that it doesn't take that long before then you're the boss and you're having interns under you. So just be watching for them. They'll come to you soon looking for something. And my daughter, I'm guessing, contributed something. Okay, she's also a graduate. I just want to say thank you so much for giving me a reason to be here. I've loved it, and I love you, And my office is still on campus, and you can still come to see me, because familiar faces will be such a welcome thing, because I'll have all new faces to learn. So when I see a familiar one come in, you know you're gonna get a hug, because it's just gonna be so exciting to see you. But thank you to all my deans and chairs that I've worked for over these years. It's nice having you all in one place, and it's been a privilege and an honor to work for each of you. And to the faculty, thank you so much for being here and letting me help you with anything I could. I love you guys.
And after prayer, maybe the former deans could say bye for a picture with Mrs. Harris. Yeah. How about a standing ovation?